All right, what's up, everybody? We are on episode 6 of Death Note. I myself literally just came off of watching the last episode, which was absolutely fantastic. Just completely relentless, right? Where Light is going, and I talked about all of it in the review over there, so I'm not going to be repeating myself too much, but the way that he actually killed off Ray, the FBI agent that was following him, along with a bunch of his colleagues by making him write down the names on a piece of Death Note paper. Seeing the repercussions of that too, where the story essentially introduced now the wife of Ray, actually, who we saw in the beginning, used to be an FBI agent herself. Ray didn't really want her to be going back into that, field of work or something. They just wanted to live a normal life. But obviously, with his death now, the wife kind of feels driven to get back into it and to chase down Light, who she already suspected from the beginning when Ray came back home and told the story about this guy and the boss who, got out and immediately got hit by a car or whatever. She immediately had her suspicions, rightfully so, obviously. But yeah, absolutely, love the episode in general. We got some more, I guess the big cliffhanger that we're ending on, and that I'm therefore very much looking forward into diving into now, is learning a little bit more about L, who we finally saw his physical appearance revealed to us. And I've already seen, I already saw that in the intro, but I wasn't sure if that was going to be L, but it definitely does seem so. He's essentially introducing himself now to, I think it was, I guess it was only 5 now, 5 still left, 5 police people. Or maybe 6, or unless Watari counts as 1, because I remember there was 6 people and then there was 1 walking out still, right? So that would mean 5, but maybe they had to go in groups of 2. I'm literally thinking about all this on the spot, but it's an unimportant detail anyway. He's meeting with the few police people still left, willing to trust him, I guess, and to work together with him, and he's actually gonna reveal himself to them. So to, I guess, more to like earn that trust or whatever, or maybe he has something more up his sleeve, right? That's kind of the question. Also interesting, that's the one thing I guess I didn't touch on, how Light's dad had this conversation with his family, essentially preparing them for what could be his eventual or maybe even imminent death, now that he's getting this, caught up in the case, and there's only a few people left still, and so he's a clear, direct enemy of Kira, right? But he does not know that it's his own, son, clearly. Light's reaction was interesting because he basically told them, like, I'm not sure exactly how he worded it, but, like, I'm proud of you, Dad. You're doing the right thing. And so I wonder, again, this is the other thing, like, I wonder if it will ever get to that point where Light will actually be willing to kill his own dad to protect his secret. I don't see it going there, because it feels like that wouldn't be a natural, I don't know, I feel like even Light, as fucked up as he can come across, like, would never go after his own family for it, or make that choice. So where I could definitely see it go is his father eventually just becoming like an accidental victim, or somebody in the way, essentially, like, and to get killed in some type of way that's not necessarily all on Light, but maybe choices that he made in the past where he wasn't aware that it would get his dad eventually killed or something. That's kind of like where I could see it going, but who knows? I have honestly no idea, and I'm eager to find out. A lot of storylines overall in the show already, where I'm just super eager to find out, like, where they're all gonna ultimately lead and how they're gonna start connecting things. Great how they're introducing a couple more characters, like in the last one, the Ray's girlfriend, who I have like high expectations for, to see where that's all gonna go, because I feel like it was actually surprising to me how quickly Ray got killed, because he did start to seem like a big deal suddenly. But then now maybe it's like his wife or girlfriend or whatever it was that's gonna start becoming the big deal, sort of like as a reminder of what happened there early on in the show with him. But who knows? The show, like, that's the thing, this show moves fast. So at the same time, while I have these sort of expectations, you never know. Like, some of these storylines could actually be ended very quickly again, and new ones will be started. So I guess I'll just find out. Of course, if you enjoy my reaction, guys, then you can actually already watch the next 8 episodes over on Patreon right now. We will be all the way up until episode 14 over there. So go and definitely check that out right now. It's linked on top of the description, of course, along with full-length reactions if you want to see me react to these episodes in their entirety. But then with that being said, I look forward to diving into episode 6, which I don't know if I looked up the name for it yet, but it's called Unraveling. So here we go. What is this picture right here? Okay. What the hell? Was that like a clue, or what the hell did I just look at? It was like somebody took a picture. Let me guess, they're like, who the hell is this weirdo? Looks like he crapped out of a basement in Resident Evil. Oh my god, he really is. This guy. Hunched over as well. Ooh, good point. Okay, so he's still playing it somewhat careful nonetheless. Oh, so that other guy didn't even know. Chess. Chessboard. Surely a very purposeful choice. Oh my god, this guy, I love it. This guy reminds me of myself 10 years ago or something. Back when I was still in my gaming addiction phase in high school. Obviously drinks coffee all day. Energy drinks. Yep. Six cubes. That's just such a great stereotype. Ryuzaki. Like a fake name. Yeah, they're like awfully similar to each other. Yeah, oh yeah, true. You could already figure from there that he would... Yeah. He's got them all figured out, but it's only because I guess he recognizes himself in a way. Okay, okay. Surely, when they see he still gets information, they can also tell. That'll make him realize there's still someone in their inner circle related to him. Okay, yeah, they're just kind of going through the history now and figuring, kind of catching up, I guess, on everything that's been happening.
23人と多いのは誰を利用したか絞り込めなくするため、実際に利用したのは数人でしょう。テストから実行まで8日空いているのも、だからキラはこの14日から19日に FBI が調べていたものの中にいたと考えて、まず間違いありません。
Honestly, some of this goes too fast for me to fully like follow along with it, but I'm sure he's onto it.
本部の情報を得られたもので FBI が最初の5日で調べられた人間なんてかなり少ないですね。
で、何か質問は？
では龍崎。
But yeah, I mean, all they have to do is really like, yeah, track it down to Ray, right?
我々に顔を見せるのはあなたにとってキラに負けたことになっていないか。
しかし最後は勝ちます。正義は必ず勝つということを。
This is what I mean by saying that he,
勝ちますよ。頑張りましょ
in a way, is similar. Of course, his sense of justice is a little different, but
最初に見たときは本物か疑ったが、間違いない。この男がエル。
ではまず。
I mean, you could figure that he had to be some kind of unstable genius, right? I mean, maybe, like, I wonder if they are gonna get in contact with that wife. Because the wife is the piece that he's missing. And the thing that, yeah, well, here we go. And the thing that Light overlooked. Okay, yeah, they are teasing that to occur soon enough.
大丈夫だ。穴はない。警察もエルも、キラが心臓麻痺以外で人を殺せることを知らないのだから。裏を返せば、その事実を知られたら、かなり大きな穴に。
今から？
お父さん、着替えもなしに徹夜してるのよ。
僕が行くよ。気分転換に。
Oh no. Okay, so now Light is gonna get involved. Exactly. Figure out what they know. He still holds it under protection here. Oh, bringing a page. Okay, yeah, just as a safety precaution, if it's needed.
レイは確かに新宿に行くと言っていた。4人もの心臓麻痺、そしてバスジャック。偶然なんかじゃない。
Yep, she's tracking it all down.
キラは心臓麻痺以外でも人を殺せる。
Ah, so she knows that piece of information. Oh, why is the dad not picking up? Maybe just, oh, because he left his phone when talking to L. Yeah, and he doesn't know that he's meeting up with L, right? And now he sees her here too. So now he can figure out that he's close to L. Man, this is one huge mindfuck. It's all coming together.
ほら、去年ライト君の助言で解決した。
そうでしたか。失礼しました。ここに名前を書けばいいんですね。
やっぱりキラ事件もライト君なりに推理してるわけ？
ええ、うまくいけば L を出し抜けるかも。
L を出し抜く？
やっぱり本部には誰もいませんね。
Beat L, yeah, in a different kind of way that you actually aim to, but
直接でなければ。
もしよければ取り次ぎましょうか。携帯切ってるみたいなので、今すぐと。
You do not want to do that. I think she kind of. She's probably hesitant.
ライト君、そういうことは一般の人には。
もう世間では噂になってることですよ。
She's like, why are you telling me all this?
目を見ればわかります。FBI の
You're not charming her, Light.
警察内部にも問題があることが分かった。だから本部に直接話したい。そこまで考えてるんだ。そのうち留守電を聞いて、父から電話が入ると思います。
He does make some good points to convince her.
いいんですか？
もっとも父も僕も信用していただけないと無理ですけどね。
何その明るいキャラ。
He's like, this is a whole different person.
一応お名前を聞かせて
Oh no.
僕は矢神ライト。夜の神に月と書いてライトと読ませるんです。変わってるでしょ。
Moon Night God?
マキ
Yeah,
ショ
that's what it means.
間樹木の木に照らすに子供の子です。
Shoko.
マキさんですね。
Or Miss Maki, that works too.
マキさん、僕が考えてるキラの力というのはその行動を操れるってことです。
私も
Ah,
私も
throwing her
同
off.
じことを考えていたんです。
Well, actually, not really.
私の考えが正しければ、キラは心臓麻痺以外でも
Oh
人を
shit, man. He's really just like, yeah, trying to get close to her and now figure out she's
多分
gonna be a
ま
real
だ誰も
threat.
気づいてない。
でもそうだとすれば、キラが本当に隠したい殺人は心臓麻痺以外で行う。
はい。私の知り合いが多分キラに会ってます。
キラに
And who would that be?
あ、失礼。しかし、それなら会った本人が話した方がいいのでは。
Can't
その
anymore
人
because he
はもう
died.
この世にいません。日本に入った FBI 捜査官の一人でしたから。
キラに
Yep, and now he realizes it.
捜査官まさか。
彼は私のフィアンセでもあったんです。
Yep.
偶然バスジャックに巻き込まれたと言ってい
Wow,
ま
I love how fast this show just continues to get to it, man.
レイ・ペンバ
Yep.
ー。で、なぜバスの中でキラ
Oh, and this, he did take the page with him.
他の FBI 捜査官と共に死にました。
So is this gonna be like his first?
バスジャック犯は
Well, I don't
そ
know.
の2
I
日前
mean,
に
it's
銀行を襲った犯人でした。そしてさ
technically it would just be another
あまり例のないことです。
victim posing a
私は
threat
そ
for
の
him.
バスジャックは、つまりキラの殺しの方法は心臓麻痺だけではない。
Yeah, he does not like her revealing how much he knows.
少し話が飛躍しすぎているように思えますが。
いいえ、バスジャック犯だけはキラに操られていたとしか考えられないんです。
なぜです。
彼は相手の名前こそ言いませんでしたが、はっきり言いました。
何を。
やむを得ず、バスの中で FBI の ID を見せたと。
Hmm.
だから、日本に入った FBI の存在は彼から漏れたとしか思えない。
すげえ当たってる。
Yeah, this is crazy how smart the characters here are.
なるほど。素晴らしい推理力だが市場が絡み、強引になってしまっている感は否めない。しかし、
Is he like, is he gonna be, I mean, is he reluctant to
キ
kill
ラ
her?
はもうすぐ捕まるでしょう。なぜなら、あなたのフィアンセがバスの中で ID を見せた相手がキラなんですから。危ないところだったな。この女が僕より先に警察に話していたら。
Yep.
しかし、どうやら死神じゃない方の神は僕の味方らしい。
This guy, man. I mean, honestly though, this should scare you because you should realize there might be a lot of other things going unnoticed on you. And you just got lucky here, but who knows? So, my biggest question at the end of an episode like this would be to ask myself, why was Light reluctant, at least so far it seems, to kill this person at the end? Shoko, she was called, right? I mean, he knew her name now. He of course saw her face. He brought even a piece of, the Death Note parcel with him, which was clearly, I mean, he clearly mentioned that in the episode for that particular reason, that, like, this is a possible scenario. The thing is, of course, this episode ended and they didn't say bye to each other yet or something. They're still walking here, so maybe that could still be saved for the next episode then. Although I don't quite see that happening. Something is gonna have to perhaps... something would perhaps change his mind the next episode, where the feeling I get is that he's really, in a way, I don't know if warming up is the right term. He's obviously using his charming and his sort of like deception skills, right? Which he's very good at. We saw that too already with that date that he brought to Spaceland or whatever, right? He can just pull this side of him, out of him essentially, and just like start charming a bunch of people, which even Ryuk commented on, like, who the hell is this guy? Which I really love those details. But the vibe I get, and again, it's just like a prediction based on nothing but a gut feeling, is that this woman, he's gonna start feeling like she could be like an asset to him, maybe, because she's clearly smart. I don't know exactly if there's another way in which he could get like more information out of her, though. Maybe it's just like to get sort of an to help someone with, to think outside of the box or whatever. I mean, I don't really know. Maybe it is as simple as like he's really gonna try to get rid of her or something. But yeah, I mean, she still holds that theory, right? Where like she is the only person who's suspecting that Light can kill people, not just through heart attacks, but through ways that he himself wants to. So, like the fact that he can essentially control people in certain ways and that he can write what they should be doing and stuff. Yeah, like that's a secret she is caught on to, and he can't have people know that because, that like will allow them to track things back and essentially lead back to him, right? So, where is that gonna go? I mean, the other part of the episode that I have to talk about is just the introduction here to L and seeing him interact with some of the people in the police force. And I just, once again, I love the way that they're portraying him, because it's so obvious to me in hindsight that like he had to have been this sort of like, and we already saw glimpses of that as well, where we saw him kind of like sitting in an isolated room or whatever and just wearing these baggy pants or whatever the hell that he is, right? And he was just like sitting in this weird position, and it's like he already seemed like he was going to be that typical basement dwelling nerd or whatever, and he is. But I love that about him, I don't get me wrong, I don't mean it in any offensive way or whatever, but just how they show those things of like him taking the coffee or the tea or whatever it was and putting in like 6 cubes of sugar, letting them leave their phones, and they're all asking like, oh, why do you want us to leave the phones? Are you like suspecting us, or do you not want this or that? And he's like, no, I just hate the noise when phones go off and I'm talking here. And the way that he's talking about like how he kind of he gets Light because he feels that same sort of sense of justice, and I guess that he also is kind of this person who's like in certain ways relentless, right? Willing to sacrifice maybe other people, or willing to sacrifice at least certain things to uncover the truth, which of course he already, and that's a funny thing too, he brought it up here, and I myself brought it up. I don't know if it was in the intro for this episode or the last one, because I recorded them back to back, but he literally pointed out that like at some point Light is, or maybe now already, Light is not even going to care about innocent people being in the crossfire or whatever. It's just, it really to him is also like the power dynamic of getting to essentially play God, and it's not just doing the right thing. Doing the right thing is what he sells to himself as the excuse for his behavior. I hate that I'm constantly making references to other shows, but it so reminds me of like Walt in Breaking Bad, who, like always says that he did it for his family, right? But really it was a sense of pride and like getting to be a badass, essentially. Super similar in that way, because I already talked in the last episode about, certain like equivalents or I guess comparisons that you can make to Breaking Bad in this show, with like Light's dad versus Light himself. And so I keep noticing these certain patterns or whatever that it's falling in. I love that about it, because I don't know, it's great to be able to detect some of these things. But other than that, the one thing that I will say about this episode, and I'm just going to be completely honest about it, right? It went fast. These conversations that happen go so fast, and I'm trying to figure out like, wait, what exactly does the police know? What does Light know that the police knows? Oh, wait, Light doesn't actually know that his dad is working alongside of L, of course, and so now he's finally, he's realizing that, like, the dad is not there, and so why could that be? And, like, all these specific details, it's a lot to keep track of and to kind of keep overview of. And I realize that there are probably a bunch of people who would watch something like this, and they're not really that concerned with that. They just kind of like, they just move from event to event and then they just take it for what it is. But for me, I don't know, I always have this like inner like desire to have control over the situation and to be completely aware of like what everybody at the moment in the show is thinking and what they know, and so therefore the possible scenarios that it could go in. Because if I don't have that, I feel completely like lost. And I had that during this episode for the first time, where I'm like, shit, man, I'm like, you know, it made it hard for me as well to sort of react because I was just processing the whole time. And therefore, the in all honesty, the feeling that I had after I watched this episode was like, I need to watch it another time. So I will actually be doing that, before, you know, diving back in next week for episode 7, so that I have everything sort of like lined up again, and I'm fully, like on board, I guess, and in line with what is going on. And then, then I look forward to, you know, discussing more next episode. So for now, of course, guys, if you enjoy my reactions, you can already watch all the way up until episode 14 right now over on Patreon. That is linked on top of the description, along with full-length reactions if you want to see me react to these entire episodes. But you can binge a bunch of episodes essentially right now by supporting me over there, which of course would be much appreciated. Go and check it out. And then for now, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I look forward to seeing you back in the next episode.